Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, because right now we are seeing potentially this inverse head and shoulders pattern play out. Now, let's talk about this breakout, because I am not 100% confident in this actual pattern right here. Of course, we haven't even broken out yet, so technically this price target is not active. Keep that in mind. If we actually do get a breakout and we confirm candle closes above, let's say 102.2K, roughly speaking, then we can consider this breakout price target to be activated, in which case the Bitcoin price would be targeting about 108,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. Now, why am I saying that I'm not 100% confident in this breakout? It is because of the way that this pattern actually ended up shaping, because for example, on this left shoulder, this isn't really perfectly aligned with the top here. And in the case that you would change this, like for example, you would draw it like this, you may notice that now we need to change this level here, but suddenly you'll notice that now this isn't perfect, right? So with the pattern not being perfect, I'm still assuming that this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern, because frankly, it just looks like that. But at the same time, I have less confidence in it than if it were to be practically a perfect inverse head and shoulders. So that is just something to keep in mind. But either way, I will be watching for the exact same things as if this is actually the breakout. For example, I'm looking for candle closes above the point of the breakout. I'm also looking for an increasing amount of volume coming into the market here. That's another piece of confluence that I will be looking for in the case that we start breaking out here. Lastly, I'm also looking for a potential breakout, retest, resumption type structure to start taking shape. So those are some things that I'm keeping an eye out for over the, well, maybe next couple days or so. But at the same time, of course, make sure that we first actually confirm the breakout here before you start trying to long to this 100K level. And of course, nothing in this video is financial advice. Anyways, let's move on with the analysis here. So staying on this 4-hour time frame, you can see that Bitcoin is currently inside this ascending channel pattern. And as far as I'm concerned, this isn't really anything significant, but at the same time, it is good to have this as some context for the market of what we are actually seeing in the market right now. For example, in the case if we were to get some kind of big drop again, I will be looking at this level as a potential level of short-term support. And in the case that we were to get a big run up, then I will also be looking at this red line here as a potential level of resistance. So that is really the bullish outlook here. But what happens if we now start trading heavily to the downside, right? Because that is still on the table, so long as we are not breaking out from that inverse head and shoulders. So, I mean, personally, my bias is leaning more to the bullish side at the moment, simply because we have that potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. We have liquidity to the upside here. And if you look at this descending line of resistance, we got a break above, flipping it into a level of support. And currently we are getting some resumption to the upside, although currently on this 4-hour candle that we're currently in, this isn't really showing that same upwards momentum. Either way, that is the immediate short term. That's not what I'm talking about here in this video. So I am still bullish here. In fact, so long as we keep holding above this 95K level, I am simply just assuming that even if we were to do something like this, we are still going to see new all-time highs for Bitcoin being printed at some point. But again, what if in the short term we first get another move to the downside, grabbing a bunch of liquidity? Well, I will be looking at this 99.4K level as a potential level of short-term support. And if we were to break down below 99.4K, then I'm looking towards this 0.382 Fibonacci level, which would be the next short-term level of support below that, sitting at about 97.8K. So that's really the bearish case. If we were to get some kind of big pullback here, I am assuming as well that this descending trend line is going to serve as some short-term level of support as well. Now, besides that, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, you can see that currently we have some liquidity to the downside as low as about 99,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. So if you now start seeing some reversal signals in the short term, it might be targeting that 99K level to come grab a bunch of liquidity down there, take out those long positions. So that is just something to keep in mind. But so long as we are not seeing that, then yeah, we have to look towards this liquidity to the upside. For example, the liquidity sitting at about 104,000 US dollars and wonder how much longer is this really going to keep sitting here. All these small pullbacks that you're seeing here over and over again, they are making people short Bitcoin, right? And the more people are shorting Bitcoin, the more liquidity is going to pile up here to the upside. And in the case that you're not familiar with this chart, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart, right? So the more people are shorting, the more likely it actually becomes that we are getting another move to the upside. Now, I'm not going to go into full detail about this Bitcoin liquidation heat map, and I'm also not explaining everything with regards to technical analysis. So if you are a beginner, you want to learn more about technical analysis and understand these videos better, I've actually created a free trading course that fully covers everything that I usually share in my videos here, and even some things that I don't talk about in my videos that I do use when I'm trading. So again, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, simply go to rt1m.com. You can see the URL right here. You can type that in your search bar, or simply just go to the video description and you'll find this. Again, it is completely free, and there's no like thing that you have to buy afterwards or anything. It's literally just free. Anyways, let's move on to the Bitcoin ETF flow tables. So yesterday we saw a net inflow of about $600 million. Again, massive buying pressure coming from these Bitcoin ETFs. Currently, it is Friday as I'm recording this, so tomorrow I will show the inflows that we had on Friday. However, we are about to head into a weekend where the Bitcoin ETFs are not trading, and therefore that buying pressure isn't going to be there during the weekend unless it is coming from other traders that aren't using the Bitcoin ETFs. But regardless, so long as the Bitcoin ETFs keep buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin every single weekday, then obviously this is going to have an upwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price. Either way, this has been today's market update. Don't forget to check out rt1m.com to check out my free trading course. But either way, if you do end up checking out the course or not, thank you for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.